Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and welcome back to another rapid fire critique where I take 10 of your best images, hopefully, and give them a critiquey McCritiquerson. Now, if you'd like to submit your best 10 images, send them over to bit.ly/FroCritiques, and maybe I'll be critiquing yours next. And yes, this is a new set. It's the first time I'm doing a rapid fire critique on this set, so let's turn around to this camera. New webcam. Who dis? Okay, so here we go. We've got Critique Me Daddy. Ooh, Critiquey McCritiquerson. It says, Critique Me Daddy. Oh, I'm your daddy. All right, let's click on the first picture and see what we're shooting with first. This is a Nikon D800E with a 50mm 1.4, shot at 1.613 of a second. Get off my screen. Get off my screen. I don't care about signing into Flickr. So first things first, let's be honest with this image. Your eye goes right to the ass. My eye goes right to the girl's ass because it's in white pants. And then she's sitting on a log, which makes me think that she's shitting a log. It's just, this is what's going through my mind when I'm looking at it. From a photographic standpoint, well, it's pretty boring because it's her back. It doesn't make much sense. It really lacks a lot of context unless it's one of those, is this contemplative and what's going on? But from a photographic standpoint, it's got that muted hipster style, yes, muted hipster style of editing, and the background looks fine. Let's move on to the next image. This is something new. This screen, it says ad right here down at the bottom. This must have happened when SmugMug bought Flickr. They added an ad. And they must not be selling a lot of ads because there is no ad here. Next, we've got this girl. So this image is fine. What are we shooting at? This time it says f1.8. Got to be very careful when you're shooting wide open with a lot of these lenses. See, that looks fine. Now, this has that muted look to it. This is a very popular style right now that a lot of hipstery editors have. And honestly, press a button, hit a filter, get an image. I mean, there's a lot of people that go through and just hit buttons now and just look for somebody else to do all of their editing work by selling them a filter pack, and then they click a button and then they go with it. I'm okay if you go and create your own filter pack and it's your style, but when you just press a button because everybody else is using it, it's just a fad at that point. Headroom. Headroom is a major issue on this image. Why is it a major issue? Because you are focused right in the middle with the auto-focusing point. So either move your focusing point to the top, which is probably about here on a D850, or lock in and recompose, which then becomes more difficult when you're shooting at f1.8 because you have such a narrow, shallow depth of field. Other than that, it's fine. Looks like you're in a parking lot, but because you're at 1.8, it blew it out, and you don't just have somebody's butt in it this time, or a log. So now we have somebody's back again. Shady's back. The colors are super interesting on this one. Again, it's a muted look, but it's very split tone. You got that interesting tone going on here, that one-tone style of editing. D800E 85 1.2, shot at 2.2, 1/25 of a second at ISO 100. It's fine. This image doesn't really grab me. I mean, compositionally, fine, better than the last one, because in the last one, you're filling the frame, but you've got the focus point right in the middle. In this one, you still have the focus point right in the middle, but compositionally in the vertical, it looks pretty good. So I'm okay with it, but again, I don't understand people's backs. Yeah, I just don't understand that. This is beautiful. This is very nice. This one is shot, it says at f1.6 at 1/1000th of a second. And it's hard to see if it's tack sharp on the eye because it's Flickr, and I'm on a super massive screen now. This is a BenQ 31.5-inch 4K monitor that I'm using. That's why I've got this webcam going, because it doesn't have a built-in webcam. But see, this composition, spot on. Background, really nice, blown out. This is a great use of the ability to blow out the background and get nice bokeh because you've got the flowers and the trees, more so flowers in the background. And it's just nice composition, and it's a nice look on her face. The lighting's nice coming in from the right or left side of her face. Nice shot. I really like this one a lot. Moving on to an ad that doesn't exist. Screw you again. Now we've got this guy who's, is that a handkerchief? See, this is a good, I like the color, I like the editing and tones of this one much better. And you'll be surprised to see that I believe they meant to say 18 to 55, not 15 to 55. That's literally, oh, you know what, Steven? It is an 18 to 55 on a D3300. I'm just telling Steven, it's on a D3300. We were looking at these earlier going, wait a second, he's using a kit lens on a D850E, but see, this shows you, I thought it was still with a D850E, and this was super, Steven said that this one was super sharp, but you know what? It's with the D3300 in a kit lens. Love the editing, love the sharpness, love the tones. The image, it's fine, but I like this. I like the situation that it's in, but holy Jesus, D3300, nice job. See, that just shows you, I thought it was a D800E because I just went with it, but it doesn't matter. Really nice, like this photo a lot. This again, focus point right in the middle, focus, non-existent. Out of focus, this picture does not work at f1.8. You missed your focus. One job, get your photo in focus. And you failed. So it's not a good shot. But anyway, look at this composition. This composition where I'm zoomed in right now is a hell of a lot better than this composition. So what you need to do is either move in closer or get your composition right. You're probably going to need to do a combination of both, because you see how much headroom I'm leaving at the top, just a smidgen like this? That is the way that I think that the image should look if I was to go ahead and shoot it myself. But in terms of this, you need to focus through the glasses. You need to, what are we shooting with, D800E? No matter, that's a super sharp camera because it doesn't have a OLPF, so it has no low pass filter. But man, you got to nail that focus, and in this case you didn't, and the composition is terrible. This I like a lot. I hate the muted editing. It's a personal preference. I'm not a big fan of hipster style editing. I know it's really popular right now. I think it's going to disappear, but again, personal preference, how you do this stuff. This image, what do we got? D3300 24 to 70 with a 24 to 70 2.8 on a D3300. Look, this is nice. Like the composition, like the framing this time. The muted tone's fine. It works. I think you did a great job on this one. Same thing. Will you move your damn focusing points or focus and recompose? You're screwing it up. You're taking good pictures, but you're making the same mistake that I personally made when I had my F5 Nikon. I used the focusing point right in the middle all the time, which meant that I left this much headroom. It was too much until somebody corrected me and finally taught me exactly what I'm saying right here, is either focus and recompose or move the focusing point so that, look, let's just show you. No. Something along these lines. Of course, the aspect ratio is off here, but this is the type of, I look for just a little bit of headroom at the top like this close to touching, and then you have a much better shot. She's doing a good job as a model here. I like this shot. This one looks good. It looks good except for the composition. Moving on, get rid of that ad. Same thing composition-wise. You're just sticking to the, I'm yelling at you as if you had a chance to change it, but you don't. Hopefully you do now, because this is not good to focus it's not good the way that you're doing that. I'm not even going to say in my opinion. It's just not good. You're leaving too much headroom, and in this case, it doesn't work. You can do better, in my opinion. Stop saying in my opinion, Jared. Stop it. D800E, 24 to 72, 2.8 at 70. So in terms of composition, if I was to look at this one, don't want to cut his fingers off, I'd be somewhere around, I'd be up slightly higher than this. What I do love is the fact that your lines are straight. Really nice job getting your line straight with the brick. That's a good thing. Not everybody has the ability to get their line straight, but you did a really good job. Actually, one thing I would also make sure is that I didn't cut off the bottom of, yeah, it's doing this because I'm zoomed in, so bear with me. All right, screw this. Watch. This is what I would do. Command F4. Oh. Whatever. It's not, why are you not working? Oh boy, it's not letting it work. Anyway, I just wanted to get the cropping right, but it's not letting me do it, so I'm going to move on to the next one. And this is just a car. Settings F2.8. Yeah, I mean, it's like, hey, I drove out to the wilderness. I've got a Pittsburgh Steelers sticker on my car, so now I know where they're located for the most part. Super, super blue, editing. It's a car picture. I'm not a big fan of car pictures. It looks like a Subaru. I could be wrong because I don't know anything about cars. Is it a Rubaru? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, not a big fan of that shot. Let's go back here. Love this shot right here. Love this shot right here. This would be better if the composition was right. This shot's really good. This is okay. I don't like some of the distractions in the background. This one, she's still shitting a log. But other than that, I think you did a very nice job here. I think you're on the right path. It's really cool to see that you went from a D3300 with great shots to the D850, sorry, the D800E. And I think you're off to a good start. So that's it. If you'd like to submit your best 10 images for a rapid fire critique, send it over to bit.ly/FroKritiques. That's where you can submit your best 10 images. And remember, when you do submit your best 10, I may possibly go ahead and give them a critique. So don't be afraid. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you like something in it. Leave me comments down below with what you think about the images. And that is where I'm going to leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.